look at low single leg defense. So I'm here, I'm wrestling. The person that I'm wrestling, I know that they like to do low single leg attacks. So the best way for me to defend that is to always match their head level. So if they're here and they're going low, I'm matching them. As they go lower, I'm matching them. As they go lower, I'm matching them. I'm also posting on them. So if I have my hand on their shoulder, I'm sort of tracking what they're doing. And as they're lowering level, if I'm coming with them, I'm following them, following them, following them. And that's going to stop them from trying to do their attack. Because if I'm doing a low single on someone, and as I'm going lower, 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 their head's there, I won't be able to drive right through their head. And if they're posting on my shoulder as I'm going low, if I try to do a low single, it's going to stop my momentum. So the best thing is preventative. Match head level, head to head, matching head level, match head level, posting on them from time to time, and also being aware that they might go ahead and do a low single. And also if I'm close and they're going to be doing a low single, I can always sprawl back like that. When I sprawl back, I'm hiding my knees. But say for example they do manage to get in on my knee, so they're going for a low single. They've got their hand around my ankle, their head's here. So this is the way they should be doing a low single. Most people do it improperly. They just go low and shoot just like a submarine attack with their shoulder on my shin, as opposed to doing a proper low single where the side of their head is right there on my knee. If they do a proper one, then what I can do right away, push this down, open my knee. So it's like this. They're doing it properly, push their head down, open my knee. If they're not doing it properly, then I'm just gonna open my knee. So assuming they are doing it properly, and if they do it properly, they're gonna chop with their other arm as well. But assuming that they're here, they've done it well, then I just pop their head down, open my knee. So my knee goes from being to the side of their head to against their shoulder, just because I've opened it. So now there's their shoulder there, my knee's there. So I'm here, they're going for a little single. They've either done it poorly, like this, or they've done it properly. Push their head down, open my knee. So this hip is going to be my outside hip. If this is my lead leg and they're shooting here, then this is my outside hip. So for me, this is my lead leg. This is my outside hip. After I open my knee, or push their head and open my knee, I'm going to jump, dive, fall on my outside hip. So I'm just going to do that just by jumping like this, going for the same side of their ankle that matches my leg that they're attacking. So it's not a cross attack, it's the same side attack. Open my knee, grabbing at their ankle, falling on my hip. Yeah. So now I'm on my hip, my hands are reached out, I'm grabbing their ankle, I'm like this. My other leg is going to come in, go inside their armpit. So this is the armpit. It's going to go inside the armpit. It's going to push, 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 push. Meanwhile, my foot that they have, I've opened it, I'm on my hip. I'm going to try and make it as thin as possible, like turning it towards as if I'm doing making a tippy toe. Now my foot's thinner, it's smaller, it's easier to get out of their grip. So they're here, jumping to this outside hip, grabbing their ankle. This foot's coming in, driving into their armpit. This one's turning in to make it smaller and thinner. And then as soon as I get this one out, I'm still holding on to their ankle. This one gets out, and then I take the knee that they had. I'm going to scoot it up towards their ankle as soon as possible. Both of them still holding onto their ankle. Spin and turn and face them. It's going to be very difficult to do that because it's going to be hard to hold on to their ankle, and they're going to be trying to clear their ankle. So I might not be able to hold it the whole time. But the important thing is I want to be able to turn and face them. This is in the armpit, pushing up, pushing out. I managed to get my other foot out. As soon as I get it out, I take it away from them as far as I can. Come up to my chest, and I can spin on it to turn and face them. Hopefully I'm still holding their ankle. Yeah, if I'm still holding their ankle, I can hug it, try to shelf it, try to do whatever I can. But if I'm here, I get my foot out, I'm stretched out, I'm holding their ankle. I can try a leg pass, or I can just try to start a scramble and be able to turn and face them. The important things to remember: I'm here, I'm matching their level, They're starting to lower their level, I'm matching them, posting on them, so that way if they do drop, I can track with them and they won't be able to drive it to a low single because I followed them with my hand. Let's say, for example, they beat my head, they beat my hands, they get in a low single, right away, open my knee, dive, get on my outside hip, get the other foot into the armpit, stretch them out. It's not a one-time kick, it's getting a foot into the armpit, driving. If I can arch my back as I drive, that'll make the leg more powerful that I'm driving. Stretching myself like this, holding their foot. Now the ankle that they have, I make it thin, escape it, bring that knee up to my chest, knee to the mat, holding their foot, spin, turning into them, try to turn face. Like that. All right, so here I am, I'm on my hip, seatbelt, blocking them from stepping over. Quickly, I'm diving under, grabbing here, tight, extending. This is how I extend, like this. Also to extend, my foot comes in, pushes them like this as I extend. Now they're very much extended. This foot can now come here. I can use this to bridge. This is my outside hand. As I'm bridging, I'm passing this over to this hand. And as I'm coming over, this hand's coming here. So I end up like this. Now this is my outside hand. Now this is tight here. I can pinch to keep everything tight. Knee slide up, post. Get my leg up here. This will be my hip for my shelf. Turn around into them. Shelf over here. Shelf over here. Can climb up like this. Get my shoulder here like this. All my weight like this. Shoulder on their hamstring. Shelved here. Tripod walk over. My knee swivels to bring their other ankle to me. This hand drops in. Knee swivels, this hand drops in. Now I got my lace. This arm does the wrap. Grab around my elbow. Now I can go into my leg this.
We're live.
And you come around this way for that sometimes too. So he's here, he's got the low single. His head's good position there. So I take my knee, which is against the head. I open my knee, I bring it out. Now I'm pushing it against the shoulder. That's putting pressure on his shoulder. So the tighter he's holding, the worse it's for him. This is my outside hip. I'm just gonna fall or dive or whatever you want to call it. So I'm on this hip, landing on the ground, diving here, grabbing his foot, and this foot's gonna come right in the arm foot. I'm not kicking it one time. I'm gonna push, stretch up my leg, holding this foot. My knees gonna come up. Turn and face them and come back into them. I did the same thing. This time I do a different one.
Nice.
This one's wait for a little single here. This one's just stepping over. I'm scraping my hip here. This foot straight, stretching all the way down. Now my foot's coming out. If I can grab an ankle, turn around, and then face like that. Those are those two.
Nice.
So this time I'm not stepping over and I'm not diving because that's usually for people who might be more athletic, more dynamic. This one's a bit more of a power move. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to step and squat and get a good angle so my leg is over his neck. So like this, so you can see my legs over his neck. I'm sitting back on my butt. And when I throw him, I'm going to be over my left hip. And then as I get him in the air, I'm going to release this one, post, and I'm going to come up high so he can't reverse me or roll me or get momentum on me. So big step. Now on this tango, I'm squatting. This one's tight. I'm on my left hip. I'm bringing him over. This one's releasing. So I'm coming up high so he can't turn into me. If I can grab the head, I'll grab the head. If I can grab the head, or this arm's blocking the hip so he can't turn into me. And he'll try to come up like that.
Nice.
Some people don't like to scramble. Some people prefer simpler, easier, maybe more power moves. So if you prefer a power move to defend the low single and you don't like scrambles, also if you're not familiar with the leg pass series with funk rolls, abyss rolls, if you're not familiar with that, then maybe that's a world that you don't want to get into because it can be complicated, especially if you don't play a lot of time in those situations. So here's a low single. So if they do it correctly, then I'm just gonna knock their head down. If they're already low like this, then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna step and squat. So I'm stepping over the other shoulder. So this is the shoulder that's attacking me. This is their head that's attacking me. I'm stepping over this shoulder. So I'm lowering my level, stepping here, and I'm turning my knee so their neck is underneath my leg like this. So this is where I want to be. I'm not squeezing, but I'm just doing this to demonstrate that their head is underneath my hamstring and in between my hamstring and the calf like that. But I'm not squeezing. So it's like this. Yeah, if they do it properly, knock it down. They're already low, getting low, stepping, squatting. So now you see, this is over their neck. Their heads pop through. So this is over their neck. And this one is stepped over here, and I'm squatting like this. So I'm on a very, very tight angle. I'm like this. Their head and their neck are in between my leg. They're knocked down. This one, I'm squatting deep, deep, deep. Like squatting all the way to my heels. Coming around, grabbing their stomach. Tight, tight, tight like this. I can bounce into this, bounce into this, bounce into this. And then I'm going to throw them over my left shoulder. But it's not going to be a big throw to start a scramble because I don't want to scramble. Once I get them in the air, this hand, the same side that's on my leg that they attacked, is going to face out, create posture, create a post. So they're here like this, clear their head, step, squat, deep, deep, deep squat. Their neck's right underneath my leg, grabbing them around their stomach, tight, 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 grabbing like this, tight, 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 tight. I'm bouncing into this. This is my post hand. They're coming over their shoulder. I'm throwing over their shoulder, post, bring them up like this. And now the hand that's the post hand, immediately it's going to go to their hip because I don't want them turning into me and coming into me. So that's why as I'm doing the throw over my shoulder, my arm's releasing and posting. It's posting to where their hip is, and as soon as they land, it's going to come in and jam their hip. And then I'm going to make myself, this one's going to come in like this, to make myself as high as possible because I don't want them turning into me and taking me backwards. So it's like this, killing their head. So now they're not in the proper position. Step, step and squat on angle, deep, deep, deep squat. I'm on my heels. This is over their neck. This is up here, tight on this kind of an angle. This is around their stomach, tight, tight, tight. They're coming over the shoulder. I can bounce into it, take them over the shoulder. As soon as I get them going, and I know I have enough momentum for them to come over, I'm releasing, posting on their hip. So once they land, they can't come into me. This other foot, this heel's coming close to my body, and I'm getting high, getting my head up. So when they come into me, they can't re-roll me. And then this hand, hopefully will come in, grab their head like this. The other hand's on the post. I'm going to try to fall on top of them. I need to be careful of my weight. I don't want to be over the center line. I don't want to come in over like this. So as soon as I take them over, posting on their hip, try to grab their head. I'm making myself tall. If I do come down on them, I don't want to be too far over. If I am, bringing my weight back. So it's like this. We're wrestling. They got lower than me. They got in on my knee, pushing their head in, step, squat, and turn an angle. Neck is covered, grabbing their stomach like this. Nice tight grip like this. Tight, 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 tight. Bouncing into it, bouncing into it. I'm going to throw them over the shoulder. As soon as I get them up, I'm releasing. And this one's posting behind me. Posting behind me. This hand now goes right to their hip. This foot comes right in, close to my body, getting my height. So I have this on their hip, getting my height. So in case they try rolling into me, I'm strong here. I'm leaning into them. And this hand, if I can, reaching over their head, try to get their chin, hand on the hip, try to fall on top of them. Maybe lean back, half Nelson. But really it's hard for me to predict what they're going to do. But what I need to make sure that I don't do is I don't get re-rolled back this way. Posting this way up with their hip. Highlight this will stop that from happening. And then see whatever they do, whatever they react. One thing I don't want to do is overcommit my weight that way or let them drive me back this way. Grabbing their head, blocking their hip, bringing my weight back once I got them will stop them from being able to drive me this way or roll me that way. So, remember, as soon as they're in here, just get in the habit, assuming they're